Oh, can't wait to relax and do absolutely nothing today. Yep, love you too. Time to hit the store and get this thing done. Welcome back, everybody. When you're the DIY dude, you get no days off. There's always something to do. And today I'm going to be replacing these basement windows. Now, everyone's basement windows are a little bit different, but generally speaking, you approach this the same. You kind of see what's going on there for the frame. I have a steel frame around, kind of wedged into the concrete. That gave me a lot of trouble. But at the end of this, you're going to have a lot more confidence, a lot more insight in what maybe you have to do for your basement window. So for my windows, I knew that steel casing was going to give me a lot of trouble for two reasons. One, it's super hard to remove, but two, there's this exterior stucco stuff that was put on by the previous owner, and that was going to get all ripped up if I went to remove that steel casing. Luckily, I didn't need to. So let's go take a look at the supplies and what I used. I bought these two windows at Lowe's, and everything else was bought at Home Depot. $152 a piece, super high rated, very easy to work with. This box of shims is going to help the window stay level and get plumb. This bonding primer, I decided to keep the steel casing in place and spray that and the paint on to protect it. This foam here prevents any sort of bugs and drafts getting through, and then that caulking there on the left is going to be used on the exterior to just prevent any water getting through. Luckily, I didn't have to use the rest of these materials because I decided to keep that casing in place. If I had to remove that steel casing, it was going to be a super labor-intensive project. So luckily, I was able to return those things and get a little bit of money back. So now let's take a look at some of the tools you just may need. That's a drill there. I got a couple drill bits, got a multi-tool, got some pry bars. I have that metal cutting blade that luckily I did not need. Like I said, everyone's basement windows are a little bit different. What you need might vary. Got this awesome level right here. Check this thing out. It's magnetic. That helps me get things plumb and level. I got a bunch of brand new contractor bags. Got a tape measure, hammer, mallet, chisel, whole bunch of other things. Now, you don't need to own the whole hardware store, but you do need a few tools handy to try and get your job done to whatever your windows require. So the first thing I do is I get the area cleaned up. I remove the old window, took a little bit of finessing and wrestling. Gotta be careful of the glass, got my cut-proof gloves on, my eye protection. And then I get it all cleaned up and vacuumed out to try and dry fit the new window itself. Now, since I decided to keep this metal casing, I wanted to protect it as best as possible. I have this Krylon bonding primer that helps protect metallic surfaces. And you can see here I use an old piece of cardboard to show you a technique if you want to spray paint a little bit straighter. This basement is going to get finished down the line, so I don't really care about some overspray. I just wanted to share that with you. I got my fan set up. It's going to help blow out some of the fumes. And once I've got the whole area primed, I let it sit for about 30 minutes before I come back with the Krylon 5-in-1 paint. And this Krylon paint goes on just like the primer, and you can see it looks much better than it did before. It's not perfect, but it's a massive improvement from what was there just a few minutes prior to this. You can see here, this is a before and after. That's the next window I'm going to be taking care of. So a much better look here compared to that rusty look, and it's going to protect that metal for the long term. So So now the part we've all been waiting for, we get to dry fit these windows. You'll see that these tabs are all along the exterior of these windows. That's for new construction. You can set them in and put some screws in through that into some wood. But these are replacement windows, so I have to cut those tabs away and dry fit it accordingly. Now, if you don't have a multi-tool, you can use a box cutter and you can score these tabs just like this. Go by it a few times and it'll crack right off. Actually pretty easily, but I do have a multi-tool, so I make quick work of these things. So as you can see, I'm having a little bit of trouble trying to get this window to fit. I even go outside to try and give it a shot from there, but no luck. So I take it back inside and slowly but surely I get it in there to fit nicely. And next up, I have to spray some foam to seal up the gaps, but you have to be very careful. If you put too much foam around the bottom, it's going to expand and put pressure up inside the window. And if that happens, the window won't open. But before I spray any foam, I have to center this window. There's a 1-inch gap at the bottom. So what I want to do is put a 1/2-inch gap at the top and a 1/2-inch gap at the bottom. But if you're gonna make adjustments like this, don't do it in the middle like that. That will crack that plastic. That's a lot of downward pressure, where if you do it on the sides, it's a lot more stable and a lot stronger. And as you can see, I got a nice level window, and then I put some shims in place, and then I do a test of opening the window to make sure it does open. And then I end off by spraying some foam to seal off that gap to keep any bugs out and keep any drafts out. Now, two things to keep in mind. This is a window and door specific foam. It's a lower expansion foam, and you want this because if you use the high expansion foam, it's gonna put a lot of pressure on the frame, and since it's plastic, it's gonna cave in, resulting in a window that will not open. Also, you have to wear gloves when using this stuff. It's extremely sticky, and if it gets on your hands, it's a very painful process to get it off. So protect yourself from those chemicals and be patient using the foam. Let it do its job and expand. Come back later after 30 minutes and add more if you need to. right, now that the foam is done, it's time to put some caulking on the exterior. This stuff is silicone, but it's also paintable. So if you wanted to paint over it, you could do that. So you're gonna stick it inside the caulking gun, and I'll show you right here on the exterior where you're gonna put it. Right there between where the window meets the casing. Now I'm gonna hold off on this for now because I'm gonna be building out my own custom PVC casings, but that's where you'd put it. That's gonna help prevent water from getting through. And also, once again, don't block those weep holes, but make sure to block those gaps because as you can see, the bugs will try to get in. So that's a wrap for this window replacement project. And as you can see, there's not much to it and it looks much better than it did before. And if you learned something new today, all I ask in supporting my channel is that you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more DIY videos just like this. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you next time.